Hello, my name is Gary, and I was raised in the Western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
Back to square one. An astrologer was boasting about his knowledge of the solar system and the shape of the Earth. At one point, Akbar interjected, "You claim that the Earth is round, so if someone travels in a circle around it, they should return to the starting point, correct?" "Yes, theoretically, that is true," the astrologer replied. "Why not in practice?" the king asked. "Because one would have to cross vast oceans, high mountains, and dense forests to maintain a straight path," the astrologer explained. "That can be managed. Sail across the oceans, dig tunnels through the mountains, and use elephants to traverse the forests," Akbar suggested. "No, sir, it is still not feasible," said the astrologer. "Why not?" Akbar inquired. "It would take many years to complete such a journey," the astrologer answered. "How many years exactly?" Akbar pressed. "I cannot calculate that precisely. Perhaps 100 years or more," the flustered astrologer admitted. "Don't worry about that. I will ask my courtiers. They always have answers," Akbar said, turning to his ministers. The court erupted with various responses. "Impossible to calculate. Around 25 years. 50 years or less. 1,000 days. Everyone had an opinion, but Birbal remained silent. "Birbal, I did not expect you to be so quiet. Do you not have an answer?" Akbar asked, surprised by Birbal's silence. "I was just calculating the time required to go around the earth," Birbal retorted. "And did you find the answer?" Akbar asked. "Yes, I did. It will take just 1 day, Birbal declared. 1 day, Birbal? That is impossible. We wouldn't even be able to cross the territories of our own kingdom in 1 day, Akbar exclaimed. "It is possible, provided you travel at the speed of the sun," Birbal said with a smile. The number of crows in Akbar's kingdom. Akbar and Birbal were taking a stroll in the king's garden one pleasant morning. Akbar saw the crows in his garden and wondered how many crows there are in his kingdom. He posed the question to Birbal. Birbal gave it some thought and said, "There are 90,249 crows in the kingdom." Akbar was amazed by his quick response and asked him, "What if there is a higher number of crows than the number you just mentioned?" Birbal replied, "Then crows from the neighboring kingdoms must be visiting." Then Akbar asked, "What if the number is fewer than you mentioned?" Birbal calmly replied, "Then the crows must have gone on a vacation to the neighboring kingdom." The true king. The king of Iran had heard that Birbal was one of the wisest men in the East, and eager to meet him, sent an invitation for him to visit his country. Eventually, Birbal arrived in Iran. As he stepped into the palace, he was stunned to see not one, but 6 kings seated there. They all looked identical and were dressed in royal robes. Which one was the true king? In the next moment, Birbal found his answer. He confidently approached one of the kings and bowed. "How did you recognize me?" the king asked, bewildered. Birbal smiled and explained, "The impostors were all looking at you, while you looked straight ahead. Even in royal attire, common people always look to their king for guidance." Delighted, the king embraced Birbal and showered him with gifts. Choose the right form, verb, noun, adjective, or adverb. The astrologer replied theoretically that the earth is round. The journey would require crossing vast oceans. It would take many years to complete such a journey. The astrologer could not precisely calculate the time required. Birbal remained silent during the court's discussion. Akbar was amazed by Birbal's quick response about the crows. Birbal was invited to visit the king of Iran's country. The king of Iran had heard that Birbal was one of the wisest men in the East. Eager to meet Birbal, the king of Iran sent an invitation for him to visit his country. Birbal was stunned to see not one but 6 kings seated there. All 6 kings were dressed in royal robes. Birbal had to determine which one was the true king. Birbal confidently approached one of the kings. The real king was bewildered by Birbal's recognition. Birbal explained that the impostors were all looking at the true king. Common people always look to their king for guidance. The delighted king embraced Birbal and showered him with gifts. Which term is closely related to the work of an astrologer? Zoology, alchemy, horoscope, geology. Which of the following phrases best describes an astrologer? A person who studies the Earth's crust, a person who predicts events based on celestial movements, a person who analyzes market trends, a person who performs chemical experiments. If an idea is feasible, it means that it is likely to fail, easily forgotten, possible to do, unimportant. Which statement best describes a feasible plan? A plan that is highly risky and unlikely to succeed, a plan that can be implemented within the existing budget and timeline, a plan that has no clear goals or direction, What does an imposter primarily do? Creates new inventions, pretends to be someone else, teaches others new skills, studies ancient cultures. An imposter is someone who tells the truth, fakes their identity, helps others in need, invents new gadgets.